Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny and today we're going to talk about my fall TBR, so my spooky TBR. I am sitting in my library. It is still under construction, but I really wanted to do my video in here. It's actually probably the quietest place in the house right now. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, it's still behind the scenes. It's okay. So I threw some decorations. My husband's gonna be like, what are you doing? And we're still under construction. But that's, you know what? It's festive, it's fun, and that's all that matters. So Minnie and I here are just gonna talk about some books. So the first one is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher. And this one is about Cordelia knows her mother is unusual. Their house doesn't have any doors between rooms. There are no secrets in the house, and her mother doesn't allow Cordelia to have a single friend. Unless you count Falada, her mother's beautiful white horse. The only time Cordelia feels truly free is on her daily rides with him. But more than simply eccentricity sets her mother apart. Other mothers don't force their daughters to be silent and motionless for hours, sometimes days on end. Other mothers aren't evil sorcerers. When her mother unexpectedly moves them into a manor home of a wealthy old squire and his kind but keen-eyed sister Hester, Cordelia knows their welcoming pair are to be her mother's next victims. But Cordelia feels at home for the very first time among these people, and as her mother's plans darken, she must decide how to face the woman who raised her to save the people who have become her family. There we go. All right, the next one, A House of Glass, Sarah Buchanan. This one is, on the outside there were the golden family with the perfect life. On the inside they built the perfect lie. A young nanny who plunged to her death, or was she pushed? A little girl who collects sharp objects and refuses to speak. A lawyer whose job is to uncover who in the family is the victim and who is the murderer. And how can you find the truth when everyone here is lying? Rose Barkley is a 9-year-old girl who witnessed the possible murder of her nanny in the midst of her parents' bitter divorce and immediately stopped speaking. Stella Hudson is the best interest attorney appointed to serve as a counsel for children in high conflict custody cases. She never accepts clients under 13 due to her own traumatic childhood, but Stella's mentor, a revered judge, believes Stella is the only one who can help. From the moment Stella passes through the iron security gate and steps into the gilded historic home of Barkley, she realizes the case is even more twisted and the Barkley's family is far more trouble than she feared. And there's something eerie about the house itself. It's a plastic house with not a single bit of glass to be found. As Stella comes closer to uncovering the secrets the Barkleys have desperate to hide, danger wraps around her like a shroud, and her past and present are set on a collision course in ways she never expected. Everyone is a suspect in the nanny's murder. The mother, the father, the grandmother, the nanny's boyfriend, even Rose, is the person Stella's supposed to protect, the one she may need protection from. The next one is The First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I started this. I am 88 pages in, and then I put it down and never picked it back up. So I really want to. I'm hearing really good things about it. It just wasn't the time, I think. Evie Porter has everything a nice southern girl could want. A doting boyfriend, a house with white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch, Evie Porter doesn't exist. The identity comes first, Evie Porter. Once she has given a name and location by a mysterious boss, Mr. Smith, she learns everything there is to know about the town and the people in it. Then the mark, Ryan Sumner. The last piece of puzzle is the job. Evie isn't privy to Mr. Smith's real identity, but she knows the job isn't like the others. Ryan has gotten under her skin and she's starting to envision a different sort of life for herself, but Evie can't make any mistakes, especially after what happened last time. Evie Porter must stay one step ahead of her past while making sure there's still a future in front of her. The stakes can be higher, but even Evie has always liked a challenge. Come on, Minnie. Make me some room here. There we go. All right, so the next one is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. If you haven't seen the movie, you should. But this one is, for more than 200 years, the Owens women have been blamed for everything that has gone wrong in their Massachusetts town. Jillian and Sally have endured the fate as well. As children, the sisters were forever outsiders, taunted, talked about, and pointed at. Their elderly aunts almost seemed to encourage the whispers and witchery with the musty house and their exotic concoctions and their crowd of black cats. But all Jillian and Sally wanted to do was escape. One will do so by marrying, the other running away, but the bonds they share will bring them back almost as if by magic. So I think this is a classic fall read. I've never read it, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick that up. Add that to the list. All right, this one I'm really excited about. And it has frayed edges. The next one I'm gonna read is Somewhere Beyond the Sea, the sequel to The House of Cerulean Sea. I'm not going to read the synopsis because I think it gives away from the House of the Cerulean Sea. But I highly recommend you read the first one. And then I'm thinking this one's going to be a 5-star as well. So that is by T.J. Klum. The next one is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. And it says on the back, there is a game that the immortals play. There is only one rule: don't lose. Oh, has the receipt in it. Ooh, look at the art. Can you see? Pretty nice, pretty nice. All right, so this one is Viola Merrick is a struggling real estate agent and a vampire. Her biggest problem currently is the house she needs to sell is haunted. The ghost haunting the house has been murdered, and until he has solved the mystery of how he died, he refuses to move on. Fox Demora is a medium, and though he is most definitely a shameless fraud, he isn't entirely without his uses, seeing as he's actually the godson of death. When Viola seeks out Fox to help her in the ghost-infested mansion, he becomes involved in a quest that neither he nor Vi expects or wants. But with the help of an unruly poltergeist and a demonic personal trainer, a sharp-voiced angel, a love-stricken reaper, and a few mindfulness-practicing creatures, Vi and Fox soon discover that the difference between a mystery lost love and an annoying dead body isn't nearly as distinct as they thought. All right. That's that one. All right, what's next? This has been on my shelf for a while, and you've probably seen it everywhere. It's Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. And this one is, after a lifetime of bounties and bloodshed, Viv is hanging up her sword for the last time. The battle-weary orc aims to start fresh, opening the first ever coffee shop in the city of Thune. But rivals old and new stand in the way of success, not to mention the fact that no one has the faintest idea what coffee actually is. If Viv wants to put the blade behind her and make her plans a reality, she won't be able to go it alone. But the true rewards of the uncharted path are the travelers you meet along the way. And whether drawn together by ancient magic or flaky pastry or a freshly brewed cup, they may become partners, family, and something deeper than she ever could have dreamed. So I thought, you know what, this has been on my shelf probably for a year. And that's a good, I think it's like a cozy read if I'm getting into anything scary. All right, the next one, I picked this up last year and once again, got into it. How far did I get into it? 113 pages, and then I put it down and didn't pick it back up. But I hear it's really good, so I guess it wasn't, come on, Minnie, give me some room here. All right, so I don't think it was the right time for me, so I'm going to try to pick it up once again. And this is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Casey Fletcher, a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech inventor, Tom is powerful, and a former model, Catherine is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Cassie saves Catherine from drowning and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other, the longer Cassie watches, the more it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and the shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces, packed with sharp characters, psychological suspense, and gasp-worthy plot twists. Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake is the ultimate escape read. No lake house required. All right. The next one is the last murder at the end of the world. And this one is by Stuart Turton. Outside the island, there is nothing. The world was destroyed by fog that swept the planet, killing anyone it touched. On the island, it is idyllic. 122 villagers and 3 scientists living in a peaceful harmony. The villagers are content to fish, farm, and feast, to obey their nightly curfew, to do what they're told by the scientists. Until, to the horror of the islanders, one of the beloved scientists is found brutally stabbed to death. And then they learn that the murder has triggered a lowering of the security system around the island, the only thing that is keeping the fog at bay. If the murderer isn't solved within 107 hours, the fog will smother the island and everyone on it. But the security system has also wiped everyone's memories of exactly what happened the night before, which means that someone on the island is a murderer and they don't even know it. Next one, Murder Road by Simone St. James. I really like Simone St. James, so I saw this as one of the add-ons for Book of the Month. Not sponsoring. Book of the Month, tell me. So I grabbed it. So this is a couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in a terrifying new novel and best-selling author of the Book of Cold Cases. July 1995, April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn. They're looking for the small resort town where they plan to spend their honeymoon. When they spot what appears to be a lone hitchhiker along the deserted road, they stop to help. But not long after the woman gets into the car, they see blood seeping from her jacket and a truck barreled down Articus Lane after them. When the hitchhiker dies in the local hospital, April and Eddie find themselves in a crossroads of Cold Lake Falls Police. Unexplained murders have been happening along the Atticus line for years, and the cops finally have 2 witnesses who easily became their only suspects. As April and Eddie start to dig into the history of the town and that horrible stretch of road to clear their names, they soon learn that there is something supernatural at work, something that could not only tear the town and its dark secrets apart, but take April and Eddie down with it all. Oh, that sounds good. Nice and sweet. All right, one last one. Once again, I have started this and put it down. 124 pages. Guys, I'm almost halfway through it and I put it down. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. I guess I wasn't in the mood for it. It was in the summer. I think this is more of a spooky book because this is about serial killers. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers Sloane and Rowan, they find something elusive, the friendship of 2 like-minded pitch black souls who have happened to enjoy killing other serial killers. From small town West Virginia to upscale California, and from downtown Boston to rural Texas, the 2 hunters collide in an unusual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just a newfound love. Can Rowan and Sloane dig themselves out of the game of graves, or have they finally met their match? So that is Butcher and Blackboard by Brian Weaver. All right. Stay. So that is just a couple of books that I have on my bookshelf for fall. And I'm hoping to get through some of them because some of them are from my fall list from last year. I want to thank you for watching this video and going through some of my fall reads. Message me below if you have a book on your TBR that I don't have on mine that I can add to it, because you know me, I love buying books. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.